Respect the place that you call home. Respect the land in which you roam. Respect the country you were born. Let's take it back. Respect reform. Hold on to freedom, hold on to hope. Don't give them slack, don't give them rope. Don't walk and hang your head in shame. Be proud, stand tall, and we will reign.
Hi, guys. Welcome to episode 39 of a podcast, A Conversation with Neil Stevens. My name is Rob Sheridan. I host this podcast every single Thursday at 6 o'clock for Neil, Tony, and Nat Vanstone, local Devon County councilors. And hey, Nat, let's turn it over to you. Introduce who we have on the show tonight.
Good evening, everyone. Well, firstly, we've got Tony Stevens over to my
Hi, Nat.
to my left, and Neil Stevens, and
Right,
myself,
guys.
obviously.
And I'd like to say welcome back, Nat.
Thank you very much.
He's had a holiday, I think.
No, certainly not on holiday. No, they took my arm off and put it back on again. So, but back at it.
Okay, guys. So we're going to do things a little bit differently tonight. We're going to want the show to be flowing a little bit better, right, Nat?
Yeah.
Be a bit more natural, like me, of course. Feel more like a proper conversation. More straight talking, okay? So that's what we're going to do tonight. And Neil, tell us what our topics are tonight, okay?
Okay, what we're going to do first, community updates. We've got a flashing light here, Rob, if you want to sort that out. Community updates. Second, we're going to, this is random, we've got a load of leaflets here. None of the councillors have seen it, so we're going to be looking at the leaflets and doing a bit of Truthful or our spin on it. Okay, we're also going to look at the campaign approach. As you might have noticed, we haven't come out yet, but we are. And then we're going to hand it over to Nat at the end to get off his chest about community voices. So that's what we're going to do tonight. So we're going to let it flow. There's no rehearsals. We might say things wrong, right? But let us go with what we're planning to do, because we feel that we need to be more relaxed, more open and honest. If we get in trouble from anybody, then we'll take it on the chin. That right, Tony, Nat?
Yeah, we're used to taking it on the chin now.
Yep.
We're going to be ourselves tonight, because I'm going to have to take the shackles off.
So
What are
let's
you
see
laughing
how
at,
many
Nat?
complaints we can get.
Well, I think we've had a few conversations this week, and it's about time we get it out there. 'Cause
wanna get it
I think people need to hear.
Who we are and what we think.
Yeah, exactly, and how actually.
And remember, this is unscripted, so we don't know what's going to come out.
Before we start, I just want to say it's about the community. All right, so we're talking about Exeter and around Exeter and Devon. That's what we are here for. So let's have a good evening and let's chat about it, be open and honest. And if we do step out of line, I will have to pull them back in if it goes too far.
Okay, Tony,
Yeah.
how do people get involved? Or
Yeah,
we're
most
talking about
importantly
getting people
tonight,
involved, right?
most importantly tonight, it's about getting you involved. If there's something you want us to cover, comment on, or challenge, put it in the comments. If you agree with us or disagree with us, or want to raise a local issue or get involved, then this is what you do. It works best when it's not just us talking. I'm reading from a script, by the way. But when local people
tonight.
Sorry?
I thought it was flowing tonight.
Well, it is, but there's quite a lot here.
Get rid of
People
the
are part
script.
of the conversation. All right, I won't do the last bit. So please get your questions in early, and we'll pick them up as we go along. And hopefully, this is unscripted now, we'll be able to answer as many as we can. Don't be afraid to come and write in. We're quite happy to answer any questions. You can sort of write in about anything you feel, get it off your chest. You know, if we've done something wrong, let us know.
Okay, great. Then, Nat, how do people get in touch with us?
Well,
right?
there's a YouTube. We're on YouTube. We're on Facebook, and you can send a text, but I can't see the number anywhere. So sadly, I can't call that one out. Somebody else knows it.
No, he put
Well,
them
I
in.
can see it, but
well,
it's
There it is.
there it is. Look.
07355 429 205.
There we go.
Okay, fantastic.
My eyes
Boy.
work.
Okay, that's great. So, Neil,
So, what I wanna say,
introduce us to the topics tonight, please, sir.
I've already done the topics, I think. So we're looking at the community updates, we're looking at the leaflets, we're looking about the campaign approach, and we're also looking at Nat wants to get something off his chest. But this now, we need more interaction with people. We need people to send us some messages. We've got Dana in the background. The camera needs to go on me, Rob.
It's not all about you, Neil,
It is
okay?
all about me for a minute,
Yeah.
and we're just gonna go through that systematically. All right, so let's kick it off. We're gonna be telling the next thing, and please bring comments in. I don't care what party it is, whatever. Just get the questions in.
Okay, Tony, you're not just another pretty face, I assume.
I'm always a pretty
yeah.
face, Rob.
So, who are you? What do you represent? And what have you been doing?
All right. Well, as I keep saying on every occasion, Tony Stevens, County Councillor for St Thomas and Exeter. What I'll do quickly is give you a rough few things about what I have been doing this week. I'm just going to look at my notes now. It was so exciting. I've been trying to get these green boxes cleaned up. So they belong to Virgin, they belong to Openreach. The challenge is figuring out who owns what. So Virgin have now admitted they own 3 or 4 of the boxes that I've put in, and they've all been clubbed together. So hopefully in the near future, the ones down Bowie Lane that are pink, lovely that they look, should hopefully be done. And there's a few more scattered around the area, which also should be done. And I think Openreach have claimed a couple more, so they should be done. I went round the other day. I've been trying to chase it up. Merivale Road. It looks as though the building work's finally being done. I did see a JCB in there.
Okay, we're going to break it up now. It's Nat's turn.
Oh,
What
it's
you been
Nat's
doing?
turn.
We're going to bounce around on this.
All right. Let's
Well,
go
I'm
with
what
back.
have you done?
I've obviously had my operation, so I had a few days off, and came back. Parish meetings. I've been to my HATOC meeting in County Hall, which we'll talk about a bit later on.
You better say what it stands for, Nat.
We, what the HATOC?
Well, what HATOC stands for? Acronyms. I don't like acronyms, and I'm sure other people don't.
Highways and Traffic Orders Committee
Thank you.
for everybody.
You were trying to get him out there, Tony.
I was actually. I was trying to catch you out there. Didn't work.
I think we
Brownie
say it,
points for Nat.
and these acronyms aren't usable to many people, so it's always better to say it in full.
Yeah.
And yeah, just answering emails, keeping on top of stuff. Regards a few issues that mainly gullies. You know, what's now the floodwater's gone. We've got full gullies still. I don't know where the jetters are in the area, so I'm going to be chasing that up, and yeah, and try and get some stuff done rather than waiting until next winter and the next floods.
Good. So it's a lot of things going on in the background. So we already know about weeds, and community payback team, thank you once again. I've been approached by a school alleyway. I wrote an email, replied, that's getting done this weekend. Really, really pleased. What's the other road, Tony, you sent me? Percy Road.
Percy Road, yeah.
That's going to get done.
Waterloo Road should be coming along with it, I think.
So send in what you want doing, and the payback team will de-weed it. All right?
It won't be done immediately. It is being done. It is on the list. And they have been doing work in my side as well. So we know they are around.
Okay, good on that. Right, so besides, we had a lot of emails this week. I just want to bring up a few issues. Met a gentleman from Alphington. His daughter is trying to get PIP, personal independent payment. He's got to wait till next February. So he's going to send me all the details, and we're going to try and push that along. I've had a lovely lady ring me yesterday, so frustrated, got a child at home. The system is bouncing them around, and I'm learning more about Send all the time. Bouncing this child around, they're just moving it from one department to another department, and they said, well, you can homeschool him for 6 weeks. This lady isn't a professional job. She was even saying to me she might have to quit the job, right? So I need to know about this, because this is all bullshit in my eyes, and we've got to sort it out. Another gentleman applied for PIP,
How many pips?
Right, Pip for his wife. If wife was deteriorating, they said, what do you do? Well, you can walk the dog. She walked the dog without the dog the other day because she had an issue. They applied for Pip. How many points between 8 and 12?
0
did they
between
get,
both
Tony?
of them, actually.
How many points did they get?
0.
0. Anyway, a few days later, she ended up in hospital. Major operation, 3 more operations, bleed on the brain. Husband rung up and said, can you help me? Can't talk to you because you're not on the next.
So we're going to be on the case of all of you lot.
So it's, you know, and I know a lot of people, and I'm going to be straight. A lot of people on Pip who don't deserve Pip, right? There's a lot of people out there who deserve Pip, who are honest and open, and they get 0 points. So we're on them cases, all right? I had a really interesting last night. I don't know if you all see me. I was on the BBC, Tony.
Oh, you're just
see
a
me?
media. You love it.
Yeah, so I was on the BBC because we've got this new Exeter safety charter. Did you know about that, Nat?
Well, you filled me in a bit about it
Yeah.
before we started.
And it's weird
tonight,
because I knew
but-
nothing about it.
So
Right.
tell me about this safety charter.
Tell us
Sorry.
about your TV appearance.
No,
Neil.
no. Tell us about the safety charter, Tony.
Oh, all right.
All right,
You want me
Tony.
to-
All right, yeah, you can. I mean, you can do it essentially, but I mean,
Right,
I
so-
can tell you so much. It's entirely.
Does
up
it
to
does
you.
it
No.
tie in with the council tax increases?
No,
and-
probably.
No, we'll come back to that in a
No,
minute.
no.
So the safety charter is the university, local police, Exeter City Council,
And
businesses,
shopkeepers.
about ladies walking at night safe and all that, and dealing with all this stuff. Well, you know, anybody should
And
be walking
antisocial
streets.
behaviour, and
Anybody should be walking the streets at night and day. Anyway, I did go on to BBC and I said it's a gimmick. We're in a serious meeting with the police yesterday, community police. They're doing a fantastic job. The top guy there, all chatting away, and somebody made a dig at me. All right, I won't mention his name, Phil. Tony, what did he say?
he said that the person who went on to
No, he
speak
didn't say
about it,
that.
well, apparently somebody thought it was a gimmick. I think that's roughly the
Bob,
word.
concentrate on the cameras. Yeah. So he said it
It's
was
all
a
about
gimmick.
you, Neil. I got it on you. Okay.
It was
Last
a gimmick.
5 minutes.
It was
All
a
right.
gimmick. So I had to do timeout. In the background, I'm clapping. I think that's a cheap shot. All right. So the gimmick. So then I went on and put my hand up, as you do. And I said, hang on a minute. What you're doing is you've not asked any residents. Where's your enforcement? There's no enforcement. Where's your accountability? There's no accountability. How do you measure what you're doing? Right? And I said, we're a family here. It doesn't matter what political party you are. I said, we are working for one reason. We're working for Exeter. Right? And I did lose it a little bit, but in a professional manner.
Very professional.
And I
have to
must have
say.
done all right, Tom, because I never had any comeback that.
No.
Neil, I didn't quite understand what you meant by you're checking boxes or something. Didn't you say on the spot on the BBC last night or something?
Well, ticket
What was
boxes. So the election's coming up. We need a safe space in Exeter. So we need an area uptown. We need the whole of Exeter. It's not just town. We need everything. To be
Every
safe.
area should be safe.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is we need boots on the ground, and we'll come on to that in a minute. And the police are doing a fantastic job. Just need more police. All right. That's the bottom line. We need more police. But in the background, let's talk about what we have done, which you don't know about. So we're not knocking on doors right now. We'll come to that. We're not trying to grab the limelight right now. But there's a lot of things you lot don't know what we do. So I'm just going to read off a few things. So we've had £8,000 spent. If I'm correct, there's 4 of us out of all the councillors, I might be corrected, have spent all the money. And there's a few Devon County councillors who haven't. Tony,
Yeah,
do you want to tell them what you've spent on? And Nat,
I
what
can tell you
spent?
some. This is from the Exeter. There's 9 county councillors in Exeter. So we all get £8,000 locality grant that we can spend on worthy causes over the year. So there are 4 of us who've actually spent our full allocation. So in May, we get another allocation. In fact, we get a little bit more. Some of the things I've spent it on, and I think Neil's actually worked with me on it, is free movement, which operates all around the city. And it's a free fitness group. Really good to get involved. And I think they do an excellent job. I've also sort of put money in towards a job club in Exwick, which hopefully will buy them tea and coffee for the next year. I think you're going to say stuff, Neil, what you've done with yours.
Yeah, we're going to bounce around because we don't want the same person on forever.
I know.
Okay, so Baby Bank as well. Baby Bank, That's in Alphington. They're in the Marsh Barton estate, and they're getting baby equipment, some brand new, some not, and they're redistributing to all the people who need help with the families. Right, chat box as well. We've repaired the guttering, or we've given money for the guttering, the fire alarm. What else you done, Tom?
Well, one of the things we thought was important, which we did do, was the Devon and Dorset Christmas meal. We contributed towards that because the veterans, never forget what they've done. And it's a good thing to get them all together at Christmas for a good old knitter natter. So we thought that's a worthy cause, as well as contributing towards Remembrance Day to help buy the crosses that were given to the school kids. And that, again, was very, very sort of heartwarming to see.
How about you, Nat?
Lovely. Yeah, I mean, without running through them all, I've so defibrillator equipment obviously needs services and changing and this, that, and the other. So, also help replace a memorial tree in one of the parishes that was vandalised. So like it's so wide ranging, but what I try and do is give it to my parish. I get a lot of emails from outside of my own area. So it's more about focusing. I didn't spend all of it this time around.
You haven't finished yet. You can still do it.
You can carry it across.
I have put, obviously given my go ahead for a few other projects, but I am very careful because you can get asked to do things or help fund things that really don't benefit the whole community.
Yeah.
Which has got to do.
There are people who chance their arm, to be honest, and they're just professional people who sort of write to all of us, hoping to get money.
Hey, Neil, back to you flip back to you on something. Citizens Vice and PIP. Mick just made a really great comment, and evidently, I guess Citizens Vice can play a role in that. Is that right? Do you know anything about that?
Yep, Citizens Advice, we're having a meeting. I've been trying to arrange a meeting, that's my fault, to go and see Citizens Advice. Citizens Advice actually can help Devon County Council. They can actually have access to some grants, which would actually reduce the budget for Devon County Council. So we're investigating that. And I know somebody who works for Devon County Council, for Citizens Advice, and over the next 3-4 weeks, I'm going to arrange to meet them, and I think that'd be interesting because at this moment in time I haven't. Nat,
is the application process for these elderly people easy enough for them to do, or is it all online now? Regards applying for PIP, and because obviously I don't know, I don't know anybody that's on it. But.
All I've been told, you apply for PIP, and then you have a phone call, and you got somebody on the end of it who's not really Qualified, that's the right thing.
They're reading from a checklist.
But Tony, your wife helped today, didn't she?
Yeah, my wife helped today by sort of saying she's given me information on a group that can help with the PIP claims. So I've passed that information on to one person, and if the other person wants it, I'll pass it on to them as well. But they're an advice, disability advice, the one that will go through the forms and do everything they can to make sure that they're correct.
Thanks a lot, Tony. How about you, Neil? Do you have a comment on that?
Yeah, so why we're telling you all this, we're not on the street knocking on doors listening, all right? And that's not being lazy because we're dealing with emails, we're dealing with problems. I've got a drop curb where they've changed the rules. I've got the send school, which I'm talking about with the child, right? Right, but also you don't realise what we do. We go to West Ex. So I went to West Ex. I was when it was St. Thomas High School. Anyway, they wanted new equipment for carpentry and all that. And do you know what? Unbelievable. They pulled out the same equipment I was using, and well, I was going to lie, I said 20 years ago, maybe a bit longer than that, all right, with the ST done it. So we managed to secure £9,000 out of the Hills Trust, right? West Ex Nursery got about £5,000 to do a sensitivity room. So what we mean by that, we go out, and that's not just myself and Tony, is other mixed party counsellors for the Hills Trust are doing a good job. I went to the Alphington school the other day. The headmistress was lovely. They want a new play area because it is gone. That's £12,000 something we've secured for them, and that's going to get ahead. I'm still discussing Barley Lane. They want laptops for the Send school.
Hey, time out, Neil, for a minute. Okay. You mind if I do an applause?
No.
Okay. You got a great.
No, don't, no,
record
no,
there.
no
don't
applause.
do the applause. Back to me.
Oh, come on.
Back to
No,
Neil.
back to me. So there's a lot of things you lot don't see what is happening, and it's all about the community and supporting. So you can knock on doors, you can do all these gimmicks,
But you
right
can make
now,
all the promises in the world, essentially. Oh, I was
Okay.
going to just say that.
Yeah, no, you interrupted me. Sorry.
Oh, sorry.
Right, so next phase. Let's go on to the next one.
We're bouncing around a little bit, okay? So, okay, we're going to talk about some the election leaflets and the election that's going on here, right?
Okay, yeah.
What do you think about that?
So this is my idea. So I've got various leaflets here. All right, so we're going to spread them around. Now this, we might fall on our own sword right now. Tony, what do you reckon?
Well, we could do.
So green, isn't it? It's
But
so,
then we'll find out who's
it's so
listening to
green.
us as well from the opposition
all that
parties.
paper.
Right,
Amazing.
so
Yeah.
I'm going to say we're going to, right, so grab a leaflet, Eddie. It's like,
It's another forest.
it's
gone.
like a set of
Oh,
cards.
can
here.
I have one?
Don't
please?
slip
Oh,
up on
take
it.
it, take it.
When you get home from work, don't slip up
Only
on the
one.
pile.
I got two.
Right, do you want
Oh,
some,
look.
Rob?
Oh,
Yeah,
look,
come
I got
on,
that
man.
one. Oh, look, I
I'm
got my.
left out here.
You,
Oh, this is a good
Right,
one.
hang
This
on,
is
you
the
gotta
one I
show us
read and I
handing it
liked.
out. Rob,
Pass
come and
over
get
here.
it.
Come on. Can I run across the camera here?
Yeah, go again. So
Yeah.
this is
I got my new
random.
shirt on,
This
by the way.
we might fall on our sword here, right? But we haven't actually. I've been everybody, all my people and my fellow companions in and around Alphington, Carrick, St Thomas, Exwick have been giving me the well. Besides throwing them in the bin, I'm not saying you should. All right. So we're going to
Always
look at them.
recycle.
So I'll start this. I'll start this off. We're not going to mention the lady's name or the
Can I go
woman's name,
second?
right? Experienced local councillor standing in again. Okay, so I've got to be careful here because I don't want to. She is. Okay, so let's just let right. Well, I'm going to go straight to this. Nigel Farage reform who say what you want to hear but can't deliver. What do you mean we can't deliver? We haven't done anything yet. Right. Right, so I'll read that again. Nigel Farage reform who say what you want to hear but can't deliver. No, because we're after your jobs. We've took Devon County Council. Yes, we don't run County Council, but we will be.
Well,
Right.
here's something.
So
okay.
comments on that? No, let's stick to that comment. Right. This is random. Right, I'll read it again, Tony. All
Yeah.
of you. Dana, you want to join in? No, she won't want to come in the seat, but I would like her to. Nigel Farage, reform you say what do. Right. Reform UK Council unveils plans to tax rises and service cuts. Reform Run Council plots a 10% housing tax rise. Well, that's bullshit because you've got to get a referendum
Referendum.
for 10%.
Yeah,
rise.
don't say infrastructure now.
So remember,
been
this is
working all
random.
day.
So let's
Right.
discuss it. Go on.
you want to discuss that? I mean, I'm looking at something on here, but it's like
yeah,
Oh,
you
we
know,
come to that
like
one.
These amazing bar graphs, but one massive thing missing there, and that's Reform UK.
Turn around
Now,
and show it on the camera.
You
No, we can't promote them.
well, I mean, it's pretty pathetic, actually, because it's all mind games. It's all stuff that, if you believe that, then
what's
you
it telling
can't take the leaflet seriously because they're not actually being honest with you on that leaflet.
Why aren't
which
they?
is
How aren't
what
they?
do you mean by
well,
that?
reform isn't even on the bar graph.
Well, no, let's get this correct. Hang on. This was 2024. Right. Now you're on about this one. You've read that wrong, Nat.
Did I?
Yeah, now read that.
This is.
I read because I've studied it.
There's still no mention, is there?
No.
Oh, that's the one. That's the one I wanted, Neil.
Oh no, actually, we've lost. So there's no other parties other than the two, well, Labour or Lib Dem.
Yeah.
So go on. He's itching to have a
Unbelievable.
word. We gotta don't break the flow.
Don't blame the flow.
so a leaflet without.
Can I have that
the,
one
the
after that?
facts
Don't
and
throw it. I
truth
want
on
that
it.
one
There
actually
you go.
because there's a few things on that leaflet I was going to point out.
Okay, well, I got something. Somebody said that reform doesn't deliver. Here's something that we did deliver, okay? And what was it, last month, Donna? Nigel Farage and the party took the government to court, and the government collapsed at the last minute. They didn't even go to the court. And as a result, reform delivered the local elections to Exeter City Council. Everybody, guys, when you're out there and you're voting, think about it. You wouldn't have had a vote if it wouldn't have been for reform, right, Neil?
Yeah, no, that's a good point and a very good point. So They knew they were going to lose. So a day or 2 days before, they just conceded and then went online and said, yeah, we're going to have the vote back on. So if it wasn't for reform, we wouldn't be in this position right now, and we wouldn't have all this crap through our letterbox. Right, and you could say we're going to send crap through it as well, but right now we haven't sent you anything. There's a reason for it. But I'm going to quote this. Labour is delivering for Exeter. Now, very interesting question. Labour is delivering for Exeter. 14 years, I'll just quote there. Investing in our communities. 130,000 pride in Exeter. Where is the money? Where is it? Providing strong local services. Building high quality affordable housing. Yeah, you're building all right. You're building all right. Well, where's the bloody schools? Where's the
doctors? Where's the dentists?
Where's the structure? Go on,
Infrastructure.
Can I say, when you talk about infrastructure,
Yeah.
if they ever do build schools to go with the housing, right? Please, put crossings in. Don't put a certain type of tarmac down on the road and then 4 years later have to spend £150,000 like Cranbrook is to dig up the road, change the surface so a crossing can be put outside of a primary school. Common sense.
Yep.
Because £150,000 in a new town to put a crossing in is disgusting.
Right, that's what in your area, isn't it?
Well, it's one of my gripes.
I like it. I like it now.
Right. Hi, Tony,
Right.
you going to pick one out?
I'm going to pick one out now. So this is Liberal Dems. I'm not promoting them. So on their leaflet, it says years of Labour letdowns. Very good. I like that. Straight to the eye. Right. One of them is the closure of Northbrook School. I think that's very good.
Is that the swimming pool?
It's the swimming pool in Northbrook. Unfortunately, Labour and Exeter City Council don't own Northbrook School. It's owned by Northbrook Trust, I believe. So I think that one there, and you can quote me if I'm wrong on that one, is a bit misleading. So, and I'll read one more out. They close public toilets. Now, that's technically true. So I've actually been told that if we
You
can
tried
find...
to open them.
No, I asked about that because a resident asked, and I got told it would cost $180,000 a year to open the toilets, which is a lot of money. And I appreciate that they did actually approach in the St. Thomas area a lot of cafes with an incentive to let people use the toilets, but it wasn't very successful. But I'm looking at a picture where they're standing next to a toilet at the bridge, but it's not actually owned, I don't think, by Exeter City Council. That one's actually owned by the rail company,
Like
Western Rail. So it's your turn now, Neil. I picked
I
one
want
out.
to go. I want
I've
to go
got
next.
more, yeah,
I'm going
Right, you
after
go
You're
for one
itching,
then.
everybody's itching to go. So.
Yeah, go on.
Right, cleaning up our community spaces. We have worked with our local residents to clear up different areas, including Rugby Road Lane. With the Lord, Tony, you're itching to get this.
I'm
right?
itching to say
Right, let's
this
get
one.
this right. Rob and I went out what day did we go out? It was a bank holiday and we cleared near the bridge, didn't we? And
Yes,
I'm
sir.
thinking, hang on a minute, why am I clearing that? Christmas, was it? Yeah, Christmas. Actually, it was Rob's bit. I was all cuddled up to the wife and he rings me up and I can't let him down because he's been loyal to me. And we were clearing all the
found
weeds
another
by,
button.
the railway bridge in Alfrington?
Yeah.
Yeah, and we did do a good job, but it's a gimmick, all right? It's a frigging gimmick.
Yeah, because that's
They
all
go
you
out-
did do.
They go out, clear a little bit, picture shot. Tony said
Right,
that.
and I'm
Hang
going to
on,
bring this
Tony,
one up.
Hang on. All right,
brotherly love.
it's the it's the payback team who has been doing all the work lately. Not most of the work, not a picture shot. And I'm going to promote the payback team. These guys have done wrong, but they're trying to put back in good.
Can I
Now,
just
Tony's term.
Can I just say on that fantastic Labour one where they cleaned up an alleyway going to Buller Road, I actually commented on that and I said, what a wonderful job you're doing, even though they said it's Devon County Council's problem. And I also pointed out, I hope you got loads of lovely pictures to stick in your leaflets. Now, I've never had so much abuse from a local councillor about that comment.
Yeah, we won't mention names.
We won't mention, no, but I'm going to point out that what a fantastic picture has appeared in that alleyway in their lovely leaflets.
Right, Rob, go on, go for it.
Go on, Rob,
Okay,
your turn.
Well, on YouTube, Camu Jenny. Okay, I'm not sure if that's Cami Badenach or Jenny's so-and-so. But anyway, she's asking Tony. Okay, you ready for this one?
Oh, go on. then.
Toilets.
Toilets.
She said, "How come it's worth 180,000 pounds?"
This is what I got told by somebody rather high in. Well, it was Phil Bialik, actually. I'll tell you that now. He told me.
Hi, Phil.
Hi,
Thanks
Phil.
for
We thought we'd get that one.
having that cheap
But,
shot
you know,
yesterday.
I got told by him personally that that's how much money it would cost to keep the toilets open. So I haven't made the figure up. All right. If you want it confirmed, feel free to email Phil. I'm sure he'll answer that question. 180,000 saved. Now, I could argue and say they will spend money on cycle routes that they can find through other means, but they will not keep the public toilets open. I think it's a brilliant idea they came up with. I will say that about approaching the cafes in Carrick Street and saying, can the people use your toilets?
Yeah, but why should the
it's not as
cafes
though
do
there's
that?
going to be a
We
big
have
influx.
toilets.
You
They're
have
selling them
toilets.
off, Tony.
I wouldn't use the one in Carrick Street because apparently they've got a bit of a drainage
It's not just about the toilets, is it? It's about mothers being able to change the babies, you know, and stuff like that. And you're stuck in Exeter, and you've got nowhere to go. We should have that facility in the city.
We've got toddlers.
Yeah.
I've got a grandchild. Right, the grandchild, she comes out of the play group. She runs down the road today, and she's done it 3 times this week. And I can't say I bribe her with Easter eggs, the little tiddly ones. Anyway, they're lovely. So she sees Grandad. She's waving away, and she goes, "Grandad, I need a wee wee." Well, imagine I'm in Carrot Street and all that, and that child does. She's nappy changed now. Yes, Rob, you can do it in a minute. Nappy changed. All right, nappy. She's out of nappies.
I'm going to change my
And
nappy in a minute.
If she has an accident because I can't get to a toilet, then that young girl is devastated.
I just think
Devastated.
for dignity, for people's, dignity. Some people have
Talking
issues
about
that
my
you can't
dignity
see.
as well.
Some people need the loo more frequently than others, i.e., as you've seen on this show a few times. But yeah, Exeter City needs it. Can I just do
Yeah,
this
of
one
course
Oh, you
quickly?
carry on.
Right. So, who wanted to cancel the city elections?
Labour. No, Labour.
Labour. Right. Who slammed Labour's decision to cancel democracy this May? Was it all councillors from opposite parties?
That was Reform.
Reform. Who was going to go through a judicial review? Reform.
It was Reform who
No,
went to court.
hang on, let's do it because we had that meeting at Devon County Council, didn't we?
That's right. That huge waste of money where we could have all done it on Teams and agreed that none of us agreed with cancelling the elections. Liberal Democrats
do you
slam
mean,
Labour's
what is the
decision
waste
to
of money?
cancel democracy this May. I think the truth is all
You need a camera on that.
of Devon's councillors, bar Labour, disagreed with cancelling elections, and that's the truth. Not just one party, it was everyone bar Labour. Rant over.
Okay.
Ran over. Your
Rob,
turn, Neil.
Rob, your turn.
All right, go on. Get yours out, Rob.
Okay.
You're not supposed to advertise people's names because you're open them out.
Huh?
Yeah.
Well,
The Green Party with no
helping,
green people in it.
Actually, yeah, we haven't had a go at the Greens yet, have we? So go on, Rob.
No, I just think it's been sabotage. Yeah, and I don't care what you say. It's been really sabotage.
do we have
Right,
some
socialists.
free speech in this
Yeah, go on, sorry.
podcast here, please, sir?
Sorry, Rob, we're taking up your
Go change your nappy, all right? Anyway,
Where to? Because they've closed the door.
yeah.
anyway,
Oh,
so I got
wife's
this.
laughing. Sorry.
I got this in the mail or in the door the other day, and it says something like "Vote Greens for a fairer and greener ward" or something, and then it goes on to say, "I've been knocking on doors for
Has he?
whatever." I don't know anybody that's got a knock on the door. First of all, but more importantly, greener area. Yeah, that's because they're flipping weeds all over the place, right? and when you say fairer, you know what? That's code word. You know what? That's a code word, isn't it? Fairer means we don't have a fair society right now, actually, and we need to have more money taken away from hardworking people in St. Thomas and given to people that, well, whoever they want to give it to. because right now there's a big giveaway.
Give it to me if they want.
What do you think about that, Nat?
Well, I'm gonna.
No. We got to get Nat in on.
No,
it, okay, Neil?
okay, Nat, go on.
Yeah.
Well, in regard
You're
to being
next, Neil,
fairer,
okay?
I think there's a slight bit of hypocrisy. I think there's certain councillors that have sold lots of land, lots of green councillors, which really gets on my nerves. That's not green. That's greed, right?
Yes.
You know,
That's a
there
good
is so
point.
much hypocrisy with what comes out of these people's mouths, and it seems to be passed over. But you know, we need. These are the issues we need to be talking about and highlighting, because ultimately, you know, I saw a reel earlier on, a guy talking about green cars, all these battery cars. The people that are digging these minerals up, they're 14 years old. Then from some foreign country, then it's going to China to be made, and then sent back here. Like, get real. Green isn't green, and we need to start realising that they're not.
Well, I'll give you an example of a green policy, right? Maths again. I love math, okay? 50 million pounds. Thank you very much, Steve Race, for your woke energy project in the Riverside Park, which you're going to destroy the park.
Election's coming up soon.
And there are 53,000 taxpayers in Exeter, okay? So 50 million divided by 53,000 is £1,000 per person, I think, something like that. Maybe I got that wrong. No, that is right. It's about £1,000 per person. So out of the graciousness of his heart, you know, whenever you hear a politician saying, oh, we're going to do this for you, we're going to do that for you, and we're going to give you 50 million pounds, that means what they don't say is, Nat, would you please write me a check for £1,000?
Good
They
luck.
don't say that. They're cowards.
Yeah.
Okay, Neil, you're next. You've been waiting. You've had your hand up
You
for a
found
while.
one.
Okay.
No, I'm going to go on to campaigning to keep St. Thomas Library.
Oh, which one's that? I've got quite a
No,
few,
you might
yeah.
not have it. Right, interesting, because it's nothing to do with Labour at all. It's nothing to do with any of us, actually, to be honest. And you want to be truthful. It's about the people. The people campaigned, right? I'm not jumping on the back of it. Reform is not jumping on the back. The stupid decision was to cut the hours of the libraries.
Right. Yeah.
And there was a lot involved. I didn't get involved in it because there was a lot of petitions going on, and they've jumped on the bandwagon. Well, I'll tell you this, you know, we don't run Devon County Council yet. Lib Dems and Greens do, and I'm not saying they're doing a good job at all right, because I'm not, right? But no way did Labour do anything to change it. The funding, it has been changed because of the people. So, to me, you want to be careful what you say there.
Hey, Neil, could I just interject something? Our audience, we've got a record audience, I think, tonight again.
Well, no, I want some feedback. I want people to question.
Well, they are.
I mean, we've had one so
I'll
far.
give you a comment, okay?
Yeah.
Well, feedback. Marion's back on. Thank you, Marion. And she's saying, please thank the community payback team for doing Exwick.
Oh, look, they're doing a brilliant job. I asked them to do Exwick Road. They've gone out there and they've done it. There's a few other places in Exwick I'm picked on. So they are around. But like I say, we are getting it done as fast as we can.
Thank you. And thanks to Camus Jenny for clarifying that Camus is the first name of her cat, okay?
Oh, right.
So that's good news. Neil, over to you.
Who's the question?
No, I'm just reading some of the comments. So now I'm going on to another party. Right, I don't know what everybody's... Okay, Community Speed Watch. If you look at the Labour post in Alphington, it's always the one spot speeding.
Right next to a zebra crossing, isn't it?
Yeah, but they're there. And nothing against the police. They have the van there and all that. But everybody seems Community Speed Watch. Well, I can't see how you can speed around Exeter. It's so crammed. So many houses are being built. But they've got things out with the speed gun. You know, I just... You know, actually, if you look at the statistics in Alphington, the actual rate of accidents is I think it's minus or something. All right, minus. But they've got the speed camera there. You know, I always say snitches get stitches, but I'm different to you lot. Yeah. So, you know, Community Speed Watch, your help is needed. This is Lib Dems.
Oh, I've got one of those.
Oh, yeah, right. Okay, so if you want to go and help them stitch yourself, go and crack on. But, yeah, nobody wants to have an accident in a car. There was somebody who had an accident in around Marsh Barton. It wasn't because of the speed. It's because maybe, I've got to be careful what I say here, maybe the individual was on the phone. The phone is worse than if you're drunk. Your reaction time is slower on that phone than if you're drunk. So first of all, don't drink and don't use your phone. All right? And if you think you can speed around Exeter, well, tell me, I'm not
Can
about
I-
in the evening. No, you can. So if you're in Alphington, you can't speed because there's 3,000 extra cars, Tony. Go for
Okay,
it.
thanks for that point, Neil.
Yeah, can
Now
I
over
just
to
say at
Tony.
this point, speeding does go on some of the roads. I'm not denying that, but speed watch, how's that going to help? Are they going to sort of stand in the road and slow them down? It's the idiots who speed.
I think
That's the problem.
You get 2 letters, don't you? 1 and then 2, and then a knock at the door. And I think what's happening at the moment, that armed police are knocking on people's doors because they're free enough to go and give people a slap on the wrists. Now, ultimately, isn't that a massive waste of our police time? You know, what is the ultimate goal of this speed watch? Do they want to get the speed limits down to 20 mile an hour across the city, or is it what is it now? 30, 20, 30?
Well, it's different areas. Some areas 30, then there's 20.
Yeah.
So when you're driving through a village, people naturally slow down anyway, hopefully. And you can't speed anyway because too many cars.
Well, Lib Dems brought in 20s plenty, didn't they?
Yeah, 20
So,
plenty. Yeah.
So ultimately, that's made if parishes want to take their speed limit down, they've got to pay up to 30 grand for the privilege
No,
and
you're
go through. No, so that's what the cost of it is to a parish if they want
So it
to.
should be 30
So-
instead of 20 is plenty. Or is it 20 grand's plenty?
I say at the end of the day, the people that are going to speed are always going to speed,
They're always going to speed.
and to enforce it is unrealistic.
Yeah.
Well,
okay, now,
I
so
know people.
back to these leaflets here. I'd like to
Oh,
read
yeah.
something.
Oh, we haven't done Conservative yet.
Okay, well, we'll get on that. What party? What party were we talking about?
Well, you're not going to press a button, are you? We haven't done the Conservatives yet. We've done Lib Dems
Well,
a
I've not
bit.
seen any
And I'd like to
leaflets.
go back to that one, by the way.
Well, let me just do the green. The GR. I'm not allowed to promote them.
No.
So I'm just going to the GR party. But look, this is really tedious. I have the skills for the job and the track record to prove it.
What skills has he
Doesn't
got
say
then?
anything about the skills. The
the skills is being-
don't like the empty rhetoric, really.
Another one on this one I've just read. It says Labour-run Exeter Council have requested government to council mayor elections. Blah blah blah. This is despite offers to help run the election from neighbouring councils, despite opposition. An individual called Adrian Fulham spoke at length against. Did you go to that meeting?
doesn't he speak? I will add, Adrian. I mean, there is, I did want to go home eventually, and I thought at one point after 15 minutes, get to the point.
Give him a massive applause button for that one, right, Tony?
No.
I love you really, Adrian.
virtual.
But Adrian,
So
limit it.
we're nearly finishing this section. So there's a lot of spin. So what's the next phase now? So we can get all this, right, and we can put it on the floor because it's all about the community.
Can I jump in on one in a minute?
Not yet.
No, when you
So
finish.
we are doing things in the background. We're not here for medals. If you want to know what we're doing, I can write your list. You fall asleep at night. But it's about the Hills Trust. It's about getting schools money. It's about getting people who've got
getting things
SEND
done.
problems, about drop pavements. They've changed the law about drop curbs. All right. So 2 neighbours, one either side have got a drop curb. Now it's got to be 5 metres. She's 4.4 metres. She can't have a drop curb. She has a child who's on SEND. Right? She wants to put that child in the car, but the rules are wrong. The whole country's falling to bits, and if you lot can't see it, then I'm sad. Sorry.
Yeah, and can I just come in my bit quickly?
Yeah, we need more questions as well.
No, I'll come in quickly with this. So
Got a mess on the floor.
I've been a county councillor now since May. I approached all the local councillors to say who I was, and some of them have been brilliant, I will add. Some of them have been excellent. God, you lot in St Thomas are hard work. You don't want to know me. One or two do, but there's 2 or 3. All you're there is to bite me down, yeah? I'm quite prepared to work with you. I don't care which party you are and which party I represent, because we're there to represent the residents.
I'm going
And I feel it.
to do
Hang on, and I
applause.
feel at the moment you're interested in yourselves. You want to vote for me in a year's time? That's entirely up to you. Or whenever I come up, I don't care. But what I do care is representing everybody, as does Neil. So work with us. don't say you are working with us, because at the moment, some of you are not. And we all need to work together to benefit.
Okay, I'm going to do a massive virtual applause button for that, Tony. Thank you.
No,
very
no,
much.
I was
didn't.
joking.
Yeah.
No, I was
Okay,
joking.
so
Nat,
Oh well,
Let's-
I'd also
No,
like
your
to.
turn,
Well, if just trying to get some feedback from people that are listening. What are people's at home's thoughts about coming home and finding your floor covered in leaflets? And it might be 1 week, then the next week, then the week after. Can somebody tell me what they think about so many
Is it
leaflets?
going to change your mind? Is that what you're going to say?
Yeah.
well,
did
I've
it-
heard from a few people anyway. Not sure if they're representative, but one thought is that when you see a lot of leaflets from a party, it could be any party really, that indicates that they care enough and they're putting in the effort. So
So maybe
there is something to it. I think probably really,
But-
and if you
yeah,
see
but there's
signs
a-
up
right,
and boards
so-
around, then people care, don't they?
But this is what, because I call myself newbies. So let's look at it. Do you want a leaflet for your door? Because I could put a leaflet for your door quite quick. Do you want us knock on the door, which I'm very happy knocking on the door. Very happy. Okay. All right. Very happy, which we will do. But the fact is, you can email me. You can ring me. We live locally. All right. You can come on the podcast. You can speak on the podcast. What else do you want us to do? If you want us to knock on your door at whatever time, I'm happy to do that. And we will be doing that in the next few weeks. But I want to do it so you want us to knock on the door, not to listen to bullshit.
Well,
Okay, so
promises
let's,
you can't do.
Thank you, Tony. So let's talk about that. We're going to talk about how we approach our campaigning, right, Neil?
Yep,
And
so-
we're going to talk about different parties doing it different ways. Some are knocking on doors. Some are pushing leaflets.
Some are bringing MPs in.
Okay.
So
And
tell me about that, Tony.
Well, I will add quickly that we've got a fantastic MP, apparently. Steve Race, Exeter MP. We seem to have a lot of him at the moment, and he seems to be concentrating on certain areas, dealing with your issues, knocking on hundreds of doors. But what he doesn't say is some of the responses he's getting.
Right. So Neil, back to the we put together a little slide here, or at least I did, and
Yeah, so I have to say I write this in the week and then I give it to Rob and then Rob puts his actual. He adds a little bit, but he doesn't tell me until the last
Don't know
minute.
what's coming up.
well, I can explain that. Let's
explain,
explain.
Rob.
No, it's an important process. It used to be that I put in 2 days putting these slides together, and I'm so thankful, Neil, seriously, for you to be putting these slides and the script together. You did a great job, and
Script.
you do work all day long. In fact, I'm over there at your house in the morning, and then you go to work, and then you work on counselor stuff. You're always working. And so I come over to the studio. I set the studio up at about 3:30 or 4. Sometime in the afternoon, I look up what you've done, and I wanted to have a bit of slides because I'll show you one slide which I'm incredibly proud of, and that's the topic that we're going to discuss here. I'm incredibly proud of all the people in this room, including Donna, Tony, Nat, myself, Neil, and the 7 other people that went up north to Gorton and Denton to campaign, and we made a tremendous difference up there, I'm telling you. Not only from the standpoint of reform up in Gorton and Denton, but from the standpoint of energizing our people and showing people how it's done. That's my opinion on it anyway, and that's why I love that slide. And I thank you for the work that you do, not only for the slides, but of course your counselor work on top of it.
Right, we are a team. Everybody sat here. You don't see Dana there, Rob, Tony. We are a team, and we will always work as a team, right? I've invited, and yesterday I said, doesn't matter which party, the main focus for us is the community. And I could really let loose now about, we'll come back to that in a minute. We'll calm down
Okay,
on that.
keep your powder dry. Okay.
Yeah, keep your powder dry. But campaigning. So we haven't done nothing yet, and there's a reason why. We'll let everybody else go out and campaign. Let them all talk the bullshit and walk the walk and talk the talk, right? But in the background, we are providing money for schools. We are listening to people with send problems. We are listening to people with drop curbs. We are listening to Percy Road who wants the weeds cleared. The school that wants it cleared around the alleyway. But if you want me to put that up and Tony puts up his and Nat puts up his, right, we will. But we're not bullshitters. We do the job in the background.
Yeah.
Pass it over to you, Nat.
So do you want me to have my little
go for it now.
little
Go for
rant?
it.
Right.
Keep your
You've
powder
had it
dry.
back.
Ever heard of dead wood?
Yes, in the army we had a lot of dead wood.
Now, sadly, and this is what I can see is happening across Devon and locally around, in certain areas. People have been working together for a very long time. And what seems to me, you go to meetings. These meetings are already decided before you even put your hand up to vote. You know, in every area. And it is so frustrating. And this is why it's so important for people to get out and vote, to break that cycle of these people running our county, not democratically. They all hold hands and they know the ins and outs of the way things work, and they know how to work it. And when people come to challenge them, they really don't like it. So we need to break that circle. That it is a vicious circle that really desperately needs to be broken. And that can only come by people voting and getting people in the seats to disrupt that culture.
Yeah, and I know that's affecting you quite right now. Right, so we do a lot of phone calls, don't we, at night, and we discuss what's going on. So we discuss that and what really your passion is, and you're quite emotionally upset. I know you are, because come back to you. So he's at a meeting, and he's had some really good compliments from outsiders. Would you call it that?
Yeah.
Right, we'll come back to that in a minute. So he's heard all the crap. So you can say what you like tonight, because I've said you'll need to get it off your chest, Nat. Get it off your chest.
Well, as Reform councillors, common sense is what what I put on my leaflets, or my leaflets was, and I think the whole country wants some common sense back, and all I'm seeing is no common sense. Things done past and still being done present. No common sense is being run by people that get elected on stupid leaflets like this with lies and false truths. And you at home deserve so much better. And it's in your hands.
Tony?
Yeah, I agree with Nat says. I mean, we sit on a highways committee, which was predominantly Labour. And every decision, I mean, they all think alike. They're like lemons. One sticks his hand up, the other sticks his hand up.
Yep.
Well, we've
Sheep.
broken that now. Well, they're like sheep. We've broken that now. We can make our own decisions. So now when a decision comes in, such as Barnfield Road, it's not 100% guaranteed. We'll listen to the facts. We'll listen to all the other things that come and the objections. We'll listen to all of it. And then as individuals, we'll make a decision. Beforehand, it would have been, yes, it'll go through.
The truth is, Tony, we haven't broken it because we haven't got enough councillors
in
to
Exeter
break
yet.
that cycle. Well, another thing, the rhetoric that comes back to us with our questions that go to officers and stuff like this, everything's on a list. I stopped and spoke to one of my residents today, just passing, doing my normal day-to-day stuff. And I said to him, look, I've been told it's on the list, it's going to be done. Oh, lists. Everything's on a list. It's not good enough. These people that we are going to get things done in Devon, Exeter, anybody's area, it's not good enough. Somebody should come back to us with answers when a thing's going to get done. Not, it's on a list. That is just not good enough. And when it comes to this crossing that I talked about earlier on, £150,000 of work that should have been in there. This is outside of primary school, which should have been done from day one, and it's not been. And now it's going to cost £150,000 to put a simple crossing in to keep your kids safe coming and going.
Why are we bringing this up? Elections are coming up in the 7th of May. Yes, we're not going to control Exeter. All right, it doesn't matter how many seats. We're never going to win 13 seats. We've got we've got different other parties, but the rhetoric is reform is extreme right wing. No, we're not extreme right wing. We want our country to be happy for everybody. But the people who are running it, Labour, Liberals and Greens, whatever, right, listen to it. We want this country to be safe. We want to walk out. Remember the time we used to have open doors?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You know, I didn't have all this crap going on. You know, I used to ride my tricycle because I was only young then. and
He was 10 at the time.
Tricycle, aren't you?
is
10 at
this
the
country changed? And if you think it hasn't changed, and if you're happy where it is, Rob, wait out. If you're happy where it is, then just vote whatever you want to vote. But give reform a chance. And this is a political statement right now. There's no literature, by the way, about reform, but we are reform Devon councillors, right? And we want change. We want Liberal. We want Liberal out. We want Labour out. We want us. Yeah, we're not going to be perfect. And people are saying you've raised your council taxes, but read into it properly. Read into it. We are picking up debts that other people. And this 10% crap, you can't raise it 10%. And all this scaremongering is all bullshit. It's
Well,
people. Do you know what? I think people are like sheep.
I had a leaflet come through in our council tax bill in the last couple of days, and it was regards policing and filling us up with the fact that because this money partly funded by Devon, partly funded by the government, you're gonna get we're gonna stop the shoplifters. We're gonna have more police on the ground. I'd like to see these shoplifters lifted and actually prosecuted, because ultimately what we're going through at the moment and the cost of living, which is a deeper rabbit hole we can go down, but people stealing your food and getting away with it is making it more expensive.
Yeah, but I
for
can
you.
add to that. Yeah. Rob, I know you want to say your piece. I'll come back to that, Rob.
It's serious. Don't make promises on a leaflet just to appease the people that have got to pay an extra 15 quid a month council tax. Do it. Prove what you're saying is right, not just a piece of paper and empty promises. I want to see it done.
That's
for
a great
everyone.
point, yeah.
Go on.
Could I just add something? Two points. Neil, you're discussing the fact about the control of labor and this, that, and the other thing. Just remind you, last year we came from nothing, didn't we? We came from nothing, a standing start. Nobody would think that we would be able to annihilate labor from the Devon County Council, and we did. So every vote matters. It seriously does. And the second point is this election is really important because as a result of this election, we're going to have candidates and councillors up there, Nat, right, that are then going to be positioned probably to stand in the wider local government reorganization. So having reform councillors, having good quality councillors in this election is really important. What do you think, Nat?
Yeah, it is. It's important in any. It's important in any business. You wouldn't run a business without people with experience, and politically, we came into it as normal working people, without we've never sat in politics in our lives, but ultimately, the decisions that are being made are decisions that get made by businesses across the country daily. So we talk about experience. It's got the political side of it is just. I mean, to be honest, I've sat here tonight and got a load of abuse as we speak. But you just ignore it because that guy will be gone by the end of the night.
I'm gonna read out some comments now, guys. I'm not gonna mention their second names. Okay, Pete, yeah, you can hear my missus in the background. I love her a bit. She is beautiful. And yeah, I am punching over my weight. Yeah, I understand.
What's that got to do with the pod?
Because I'm very lucky and I love her to bits. And I wake up, I go to bed happy and I wake up happy. Okay, Pete. Yeah, mile for mile, over 165k for electric car produces more CO2 over its life than a conventional ICE international combustion engine. Interesting. I don't know about that, but I'll look into it.
He's probably bang
Helen,
on.
thank you. Leaf, yeah, go on, Nat.
No, he's probably bang on. It goes back to the comment I made earlier. You know, where they get these minerals to make these batteries, and then the miles that they do before they even get in a car battery. Plus, then you've got I mean, I don't think they can recycle car batteries, anyways. So it's an absolute pointless exercise, and not green.
Next one. Thank you, Helen, for this. Leaflets are a waste of paper. Where do they get filed eventually? In the bin. I personally am confident that a message to Tony for Exwick, he will act. From experience. Well done, Tony. That's a
Virtual
Thank you very
Well
much,
done,
Helen.
Tony.
Mick, think the narrative to just slate reform will come back to haunt them. They can do a lie, and all it does is frustrate the working man who can or won't be fooled by their lies. Come election, people of Exeter are smarter than that.
Exactly, and that is a point, because I think that a lot of these leaflets don't credit enough people that are reading them with the intelligence that they have got. And when we talk about fairness, it's about treating everybody the same, and there are a lot, like, everybody's clever in their own way.
Okay.
And so,
agree.
yeah,
Definitely.
never underestimate somebody who's going to be reading those leaflets.
Okay,
at all.
we're gonna carry on with this, even though we're over schedule. Okay, listen, Ian, thank you very much. Tendering procurement by inexperienced officers is a huge issue, often influenced by consultants on huge contracts. I have experienced it firsthand with the council over ordering and going to landfill unopened. Good question, Adrian. Thank you very much. Don't say people are like sheep. Oh, I apologise for that. All right, if I've upset you about sheep, then please take that back. But people need.
I don't think we didn't call people. Oh, well, I certainly didn't call people sheep. I was
I didn't
talking
call
about,
Adrian a sheep.
I was talking about when it
Whoever
comes
you
to meetings and votes, people vote like sheep in our council meetings. Not
No,
I wasn't talking about
I
the
said
public.
that people were like sheep, and we
Taking that one back.
We can
then,
tell.
so-
No, well, we can. Yeah, thank you, Adrian. Right. Also, lovely to see our streets clean. Thank you, but that's not me. Can't take any credit except for the community payback team. So once again, thank you very much. We can now have speed limit checks as people don't understand the 20 miles they seem to fly through. Yeah, I promote safety, but I promote that the police or cameras should do that, not Labour standing in a position and then we won't go down.
Doing
that
a
road.
2-minute shot.
Those camera shots is for that.
It's
Legal
photo
speed limit built
opportunities.
in there is 30 miles per hour. Exwick Road, it has been racetrack for a long time. Tony's working on Exwick Road, by the way, and he's in consultation with Roger.
Our highways
Roger,
officer, yes.
Good. I won't shut you down. Just look
Gloucester
after
Road's
the
another
toilet
one.
situation for pensioners. That's to you,
Yeah.
Tony.
What's that one, sorry?
It says, Tony, I won't shut you down. Just look after the toilet situation for pensioners. Yeah, remember that it's not about young guys; it's pensioners as well.
Yeah,
It is,
Yeah,
and I mean,
yeah. It's across the board.
We've got to sort of come to some sort of way of sorting out. So there are toilet facilities in all areas of Exeter,
Oh, this is a good
and
one.
not
And-
just the city centre.
Look, at the end of the day, the evidence is in the shops. There's probably more tenor pads in shops now than there is toilet roll.
Well, yeah.
You know what I mean?
I never thought of
Okay,
that.
this is
What's a
brilliant.
tenner
No,
pad?
So
right.
stick a tenor pad on and walk around Exeter City.
No, this
and-
is
so you
right,
don't have to
this
go
is
to the loo.
brilliant. So
and
all this is coming back in. This is brilliant. Right, so I'm going to keep going with this, mate. Jenny, thank you very much. The piles of leaflets are horrible, Nat. They're off-putting political spin. Do you know what? Write to us, free candidate or councillors. Sorry, councillors. We're not candidates anymore. And tell us what you want. Do you want us to put leaflets for your door? Do you want us to knock on your door? I'm happy to go out. I'm meeting this lady Sunday or Monday. I'm taking my wife, by the way, to talk about her child. Yeah?
Do you know what I found really helpful?
to do with anything.
You know, I find really helpful is if you put a leaflet through a door, if somebody sticks it in the window, you know you can go and knock on that door. You know you can go and speak to them, and you know that
Yeah.
they've acknowledged your first leaflet. You know, it's just read the room, innit? You know,
Hey, get back
common
to me.
sense again.
No, I love this. Do
I'm
you know
gonna
what?
press the
This
mute button in a minute.
interaction. This is what we're here for, guys. For you to speak to your Devon County councillors. So let's carry on. Okay, I don't, because they all got these funny names. Marion. Labour leaflets go straight in the recycling bin. Jenny, I think the staff at DCC need reviewing too. They drive a lot of the crap. Yeah, I agree with you there, actually.
Yeah, I won't argue.
Yeah.
I don't know
many
about you,
staff?
Nat. We won't argue with that
Nat,
one.
And many
thank you,
staff.
Nat. It says, thank you, Nat. Neil, you're right. You're being blindsided by Labour's green cons. I was going to conservatives. It said cons, but they got that right in libs.
Well,
Well,
cons
the-
are
well, the-
conservative.
well,
No, I haven't finished yet. Adrian, thank you.
When is it going to be?
What, the
Tony's
climate?
turn,
No,
huh?
that's the climate
Oh, I
con they
think-
might have been on about.
Okay, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, Adrian, thank you. They haven't got the English isn't brilliant. They haven't what it means.
lower
They
the
haven't got
iPad
enough
so people
electric
can
to
see your
charge all
face,
the
Neil.
buses.
Thank you.
So when you write in, if I read it and I'm reading what you write, you might miss a T. It doesn't really matter. All right, so we've passed it a minute. So let's end up. I hope this has been a little bit better. We're flowing a bit better. We're gonna have less slides next week. Rob doesn't
Well,
disagrees.
I've been locked up for too long, haven't I? So I had a lot
Yeah.
to say.
Another rant from Nat next week, hopefully.
Well, Nat, so let's go back to you before we end the show. You're not happy, are you?
No, it's like as I said before. It's old wood and a system, dead wood, and a system that needs to be broken. And there are things that I feel that I think that there's probably going on that need proper scrutiny. But when you're shut out and decisions are made before a meeting's already taken place, it's not fair.
We'll
and
get
when
to-
we talk about
We'll get to you in a
fairness,
minute, Neil, okay?
but
Just
when we
chill
talk
out.
about fairness, and the Greens bang on about fairness is not voting. No, I'm talking about councillors and the like, either in districts, county council, whatever. You know, we've got to break out train and get some real serious scrutiny into some of these decisions that are made.
I'm going to ask you a question. Why are you shut out? I already know the answer.
Well, because I'm reform.
Correct. Reform. People they're scared of us. They are scared of reform because we're not the normal councillors. Yesterday I proved my wealth, or my worth, should I say. All right. Don't bullshit me because I don't take it. All right.
You're not shut out. You're not shut out.
No, they just-
you can say something, but when it comes to voting for something, and your arm's the only one that goes against it, you know you're. It was absolutely always going to be that way from the minute you walked in that room.
You were annoyed. That's why you rung me at 12 o'clock at night. I hope you were dressed, not in your pants.
I'm not going to tell you what I do after
Okay,
9 o'clock.
Let's
Anybody's
finish it off, Rob, because we're way over schedule. Sorry about that. That's my fault.
Okay, well, thanks for watching episode 39 in the secret underground
40
bunker,
next
right,
time.
Tony?
Right.
We're going to be on 40. And,
The big 4-0.
Do we have something teed up next week, or is it going to be?
Yeah.
I'd like to talk about halal and kosher
Okay, do it.
and labelling products that we buy in the
What,
supermarket.
next week?
It wouldn't have to be all the session, but I think people deserve to know what meat they're eating.
Okay, so there's a couple of other things. I've got a lady. Remember, I mentioned the lady who's in a very professional position, and she has been told to home tutor at school her son for 6 weeks, and she was going to pack a job in. She's going to come on the show. She is neutral. Okay, we also have Jenny and my team are going to come on the show. So we actually won't be here. It'll be led by Dana. Will be actually sat where Rob is. Right, Nat will be the only male here.
Oh,
they don't
lucky
know
you,
all
Nat.
this. All right. And then we're going to have, and it's all about the teaching at school, how people are teaching.
Well, Jenny can explain a lot. She's a very she's fully all over this and has been for a long time.
This is something
So-
that Devon County
so-
Council don't
About
want to
safe
talk about.
space,
This is-
teaching all this.
This
rubbish
is
at
about
school.
Jenny having a voice and being allowed to say it out loud
What's
without
she
being
gonna
shut
talk about?
down. Yeah.
What's she talking about?
About transgender children or transgender males.
Ideology.
Yeah, or ideology.
I would
but
say
it's,
what they're teaching in school. So this is going to be a touchy subject, and people are going to say why, because it's affecting us in this area. And I have a 3-year-old grandchild. I've got a 1-year-old grandchild. And I don't want people planting seeds and any of them children dead. So this is going to be a very interesting. And guys, watch your space. This is, yeah, and Nat has volunteered to take the position up. My wife doesn't know she's doing it, but she's going to sit there. And we're going to be in the background listening.
What about me, Neil? What am I going to be doing, huh?
We're gonna be-
Am I
We're
We're in the
fired?
background. This is going to be a
did you
nearly
finally
all
fire
women
me, huh?
affair.
No, you're not fired. But the reason I'm doing this is we need to get this message out to everybody. And this lady and her group are getting shut down every time. All right. It's very, very controversial. But I think us three deserve a rest in the background, Rob. That's the end of it. Thank you
Well,
very
is
much
this
for watching, guys.
democracy, or we'll take a vote on it. Anyway, stay tuned for next week to find that answer out, right? See if I'm still in the host chair or the lovely
It's not next week.
splash
It's the week
of
after.
splash of good looks, or something other than that, right? Thank you for watching tonight. We'll see you next week, same time, same station.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot for listening.
Respect the place that you call home.